You're tuned in to Oilers Nation every day with Tyler Yaremchuk, live every weekday on the Nation Network YouTube.
It is another Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of Oilers Nation every day as the Oily boys look to make it 5 in a row. That is our number one story. Let's get into it with the lead. Yes, Dangerous Wade, I see your comment. This will be a YouTube event error-free zone. I promise you that. Welcome back to everybody in the chat. We are live on the Nation Network YouTube, which hit 7,000 subscribers the other day. Whoop. Hammer that like button. Give us your score prediction. Tell us whatever you want in the YouTube chat. We're also live on the Oilers Nation Twitter and Facebook. We're also live at the Sports Closet studio. Shout out to our friends at the Sports Closet. 3 locations in the Edmonton area: Sherwood Park Mall, Kingsway Mall, and St. Albert Mall. We got that beautiful Zach Hyman jersey hung up there. And you know what you can do? Because I saw some people in the chat last show being like, oh, I want to get a Zach Hyman jersey. If you have a blank jersey, you can bring it into the Sports Closet and they'll send it away to get pro-stitched.
Or you could do what I'm going to do and buy a James Neal jersey 2 years ago and then go get it renamed at Sports Closet to a Zach Hyman.
That's not a terrible idea either. Yeah, I see no issues with that.
No Zach deserves it. Zach, well, and I know we'll get into it.
Yeah.
But Zach Hyman is a wonderful hockey player.
He certainly is, and he was big in that win over the Calgary Flames on Saturday night, which Jay and I were both in attendance for. You weren't on the show yesterday. What did you make of that win over the Flames on Saturday night?
Well, there's a lot of things. It was very emotional for me because I've been in the saddle dump a bunch of times over the last 5 years to see the Oilers not be able to defeat the Flames, which carries a huge emotional feeling with it, along with an emotional beating that you take when you walk out of the Saddle Dome when your team loses to the Flames. That didn't happen on Saturday. It was the reverse, and it was amazing, and it was buzzing, and everyone was pumped, and Flames fans were hating on us, but it didn't matter because we won, and Zach Hyman is a big reason for that.
And now the Oilers are going to look to make it 5 in a row as they return to home ice to take on the Nashville Predators. There is a lot to get to about this hockey game tonight, including the Oilers and Predators lines. But the first point of discussion, because this directly ties into something I hit on yesterday's show, the Oilers are going with Jack Campbell between the pipes tonight. And I'll be honest, I don't love the idea. I don't hate starting hater. Jack Campbell. No, I'm not a Campbell hater. I'm a Skinner lover. And I look at a guy who's played so well, not leading the league in terms of his save percentage. That guy deserved another start. And I think going back to Campbell, yes, sure, you want your $5 million guy to be your starting goalie. But I think Skinner deserved a chance to just keep the ball rolling after another great start against the Flames.
Well, you could look at it that way, or you could also look at it as we play the Preds tonight and we're playing the Devils on Thursday.
Yeah.
And right now, in terms of the standings, New Jersey is a better team on paper, I guess, in terms of its record than Nashville is. So you're given Soup the opportunity to play a team that we have a very good chance of beating. And get us, we got to get our $5 million guy going. We all agree. You even agree that, even though you're not a big Soup guy at the moment.
Yeah, I know.
The Soup isn't hot with you. It's lukewarm.
Yeah, I'm a stew guy.
He's a big stew guy.
Yeah.
Season's changing. Everyone wants stew. It's hearty. It's meaty.
Yep.
So I get it. The craving for stew, it's on many levels.
Yeah.
But I think, strategically, I think if you're going to play both this week and you're saying that stew is the hotter of the two, you would put him against New Jersey.
Yeah, and that's fair. And we can actually look at the comparison here side by side of the Oilers and the Preds. The thing with this Preds team, they're decent defensively. They're 18th in the NHL in shots against per 60. And that means they're good. They're in the better half of the league in terms of shots against per 60. But you can see here, their goals for per game is low, 2.44. They're in the back half of the league in shots for per 60 at 5-on-5. And their power play has been junk so far this season. So I look at this, and maybe that's the way Jay Woodcroft is viewing this as well. Skinner's the better option. New Jersey's the better offense. You go with the better goalie against the better offense, and you give Jack Campbell a chance to bounce back tonight against the Nashville Predators.
Bounce back. I feel like
give
that's
up 5 goals to the Hawks.
But that's like hyperbole. But we also took 900 penalties. That's the thing about Jack Campbell, and we just have to look at it from, I think, a different perspective. Like, yes, his save percentage is sub 900. Yes, he has let in a bunch of goals, but he has also made extremely timely saves in those games to keep the Oilers in it. So there's something there, and we've just not, and while he's making those big saves, we're also giving up crazy chances in droves, or we're taking a million penalties. Yeah. So it's like, I get it. Like, this is a good problem. We got Jack Campbell, which I think you can agree is not playing bad.
No, not bad. I wrote about, I said this in my article last night. I loved your quote on the Real Life podcast. It's a good 888 save percentage.
I know, it's like weird to say, but it's like a good one. It's because the team in front of him is contributing to that, and not necessarily him being leaky. Like, this isn't like, if not to shit on Mikko. We all had a soft spot for Mikko. I know, yeah. But like, a lot of those big saves that Jack makes in those high scoring games, I feel like Mikko might let in. So I think, we gotta get him going. But like, I agree. Skinner right now is the hotter of the two. Hot stew. Disco stew.
There's a lot more to get to when it comes to this game tonight, including the projected lineup for the Edmonton Oilers. I see someone in the chat here asking about, it's Steven, who says, what's the word with Holloway tonight? Where will he be playing? He will be staying on the fourth line. The Oilers sticking with the 12-6 approach. McDavid centering Nugent Hopkins and Zach Hyman. Draisaitl centering Kane and Yamamoto. McLeod centering Fogle and Puljujarvi. Holloway with Shore and Derek Ryan. And the blue line, I believe it is going to stay the same, although Niemelainen and Murray were flipping in and out at morning skate. So maybe there's a Nemo for Murray swap, but that wouldn't make a ton of sense for me. The big sort of, I'll call it the short for giant key to the game for me, Kyler Yamamoto's got to get going. He's really the only guy in that top six that's not humming along right now. The third line is playing really well, which I think is why we haven't seen any sort of a Yamamoto demotion at this point. He has the ability, like he showed last year, to be a 20-goal scorer. He also showed last year that he is a very streaky scorer. Remember, there was that span, I think it was in November of last year, December, where he went like 7 games without a shot on net playing in the top six.
The whole team was bad then.
If he gets going, though, he can score in bunches. He becomes very productive, and that usually goes hand in hand with him having an extra jump on the forecheck, and the confidence gets going. All of those things you hear about. But Yamamoto tonight would be a good night for him to get scoring.
Yamo just needs to relax. Okay. He's got the ability. There's been some games where it looks like he's just trying to force it, and he's letting things jump over his stick when he shouldn't, because he's getting way too ahead of himself, because he really is putting the pressure on himself to perform. Just trust in your abilities, buddy. Mm-hmm. You got Leon Draisaitl as your center. You're going to be okay. You got a Vander Kane there that allow you to be a lot bigger of a player, and also is a good guy to dish to, and also might dish back, as a Vander Kane now is a pass first guy, which is weird. Super weird. Except for in the Pittsburgh game, he was like a 900 shots in it. But aside from that, he's dishing like crazy. Yep. So, like, it's going to come to you, buddy. Keep playing your game. Keep being that little muscle hamster out there and going after guys bigger than you and winning those battles and getting that puck on Leon's stick. And you've got the ability to finish, man. We believe. Yeah, I believe.
Just catching up on the comments here. My guy Kevin says giving Campbell the easy game should help get him back on track in the starter's crease. I don't disagree with that take at all. But Devin says, yeah, Stu's so hot right now. It's also Stuart Skinner's birthday.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I have a birthday. I'm a November baby as well, so I feel good.
We got a few other things. Steven, in terms of Holloway playing on the fourth line, brutal. Send the guy down if he's going to play there. Twisted says flip Holloway and Yamo. I think if the Oilers, the next game the Oilers lose, this will be my prediction. The Oilers will eventually lose a game. The winning streak will end. If Yamamoto hasn't stepped up by then, that domino will lead to Holloway going up to the second line. If Holloway doesn't produce there, he'll get sent down to the American League. He won't go back down to the fourth line.
Yeah, he just needs to get a little bit more comfortable at the NHL level. We know the kid has the tools. I'm glad he got his first point in Calgary, which is great. Added to the whole victory for us being in the building. So yeah, like I said, like we have to put kind of a pitch count on him in terms of how many more games we want to give him, but like give him a little bit of opportunity. Because yeah, like if he's just going to sit up here and play 6 minutes, then he's better to go down and just start letting it up and really, really hone his game and get his confidence back. But I still think we got to give him a chance. He's had a couple welcome to the NHL moments, but like every rookie does. So that's good. So we got to get through those, and now like have him also feel comfortable. What's wrong with my mic? What I do?
Nothing. I was just leaning on this, and then I realized I moved your mic.
That's okay.
It's my bad. Rusty's in the chat, and I like this comment because it's going directly into our next topic. Let's hope Dry continues to be the mayor of Smashville tonight. Yes. He has absolutely killed the Nashville Predators over the course of his career. I believe his career number, Liam, you can correct me if I'm wrong, 25 points in 20 games for Leon Draisaitl, correct? He's been unreal against the Preds, but so 25 points in 20 games. Keep that in your mind. Okay. In his last 6 games against the Preds, he's gotten 16 points against this team.
So why are we focusing on 25 and 20 when it's the last, 6 games?
And that's what I wanted to point out. It's the last 6 games where
80% of his productions come in the last 6 games.
Great math. He's averaging 4 shots a game against the Predators. He's got 13 goals in those 6 games and has scored the game winner 3 times against the Nashville Predators. He absolutely feasts in this matchup, and I am fully expecting more of the same.
Who's in the net for Nashville? Like, is UC Soros having nightmares? Like, is he getting any sleep tonight knowing that he's coming to face Leon?
I think it is going to be UC Soros because they didn't play last night, so I can't imagine it wouldn't be Soros going for the Preds. But either way, like, I mean, Draisaitl's lit up Soros every time too. Like, it's remarkable to see just how much he dominates that team.
It's funny how like certain players and there's always like those correlations, or certain teams play better against certain teams, even though they might be the underdog. It's amazing. Mayor of Nashville, great town.
Yeah,
it's our sister city.
It is our
He's
sister
the mayor
cities.
of both cities.
Yeah.
Well, Nuge is mayor of Edmonton, but
throwback to when we were. Oh, you weren't there on that Nashville trip. The Nashville Nation vacation last season was absolutely spectacular. That was a great time, and Leon, he made it a great time. That was tremendous. I think that was the hat-trick night at Bridgestone Arena, so the Oilers certainly hoping for more of that. Speaking of the Predators, this is a team that's been a little up and down so far this season. They are coming off being shut out by the Washington Capitals back on Saturday night, and then they beat the Blues 6-2 last Thursday. They haven't been playing a ton of hockey recently, though. They also lost to the Flyers, I think, a week ago as well. So the Preds on the season are 3-5-1 with a -7 goal differential. Their top scorers, and this is why I was kind of cold on the Nashville Predators heading into the season. Matt Duchene had a remarkable 40-goal season last year. Okay, I think a lot of people looked at that and were like, he's probably not going to be a 40-goal guy back-to-back years.
He's going to regress to the mean.
He's going to regress to the mean. Ryan Johansson had an unbelievable season last year. I think a lot of people looked at that and were like, he's probably not going to be that good again. Nino Niederreiter has 4 goals, but I think he scored them all in the first 3 games of the season and has been ice cold. And as much as I don't love plus minus as a stat, I think there's something to be said about the fact we're looking at the Predators scoring leaders for this season, and the best of the bunch is Duchene at -1. That leads me to believe the Oilers on home ice tonight should have no fear going power on power and just throwing McDavid and Draisaitl up against the big guns in Nashville because they aren't that good defensively.
Well, let's be honest. Duchene and Johansson, which are their 2 big contract dogs, they're second liners.
They are.
Like, they don't have superstar power. So, and I feel like our second line, in terms of our talent, beats them. So, I think you don't want to get too ahead of yourself. Also, the other Oilers thing we like to do is play down to our competition.
Yeah.
And a team that has Ekholm and Roman Josi, they are legit defenders. And Soros, when he's not playing Edmonton, is a really good goalie. So, who knows? Like, just don't take it for granted. Just come out firing. I think our front 6 is better than their front 6, and that alone should win us the game. Just got to do all the other things right.
I do like the comment, though, right off the bat, 587. The first comment we have in our chat, faux goal tonight. Maybe it's the Oilers' third line.
I mean, he's due. Like, did he hit the post in Calgary? I think he hit the post in Calgary. Did he hit the post in Calgary?
Yeah, Nuge hit a post too.
He's hitting posts like crazy. He's getting quality chances.
Yeah,
it's due. And you know what? And if Nashville's lesser competition, if they are, knock on wood, I don't know. I'm gonna bet on a full goal today. I know I'm getting ahead of myself.
We'll get to our betting segment in just a second.
Keep betting on it.
You mentioned positive regression. I got a DM from a listener, Cole Terry, who sent me this.
It's a bot.
The other day. It's not a bot. It's a real person. Just listen to Oilers Nation every day. Regression, when used in statistics, is a measure of how far the variable, in this case, shooting percentage, is from the average. So therefore, positive regression is the correct term in the case that if a variable is increasing to be closer to the average. And then he even included definitions. He showed his work. So positive regression, it works. It's a legitimate thing.
It's all made up.
Nugent Hopkins could have scored 3 times. Speaking of the king of positive regression, RNH, he could have had 3 goals against Calgary. Goal post, 2 big saves from Markstrom.
Oh man, that was such a good shot. That one that
He's
hit
just
the post.
buzzing.
Like that was off the elbow of the post. Like it just barely missed that. No, he is buzzing, and that's another guy for tonight, especially if it could be a point night. That he's on the first line. He's Connor McDavid's winger. You might want to think about him getting above a point.
Rusty's key to the game is to not play down to the Predators' level. If the Oilers play their game, they will cave in the Preds.
Amen,
Rusty's in
Rusty.
with a Sherwood 4 Giant game day key to victory. I'm saying got to get Yamamoto going. That'll be my key. If Yamo scores, Oilers win. Giant key to the game.
Yeah, like I think we can win without Yamamoto scoring, but
Sure.
I think we just got to get him going regardless. Key to the game. I just, you know what? I want to see Leon Draisaitl, the mayor of Smashville, just keep doing what he's doing. Put on your sash today, Leon. Take to the ice, 4 points. Show these guys what's up and who the real mayor of Smashville is.
Liam, key to the game.
Key to the game. I'm going to go with Jack Campbell. I think just Campbell having a really good game is pretty important for him and his team at the moment, just to get above and not. What is he at? An 889 save percentage or whatever he said? Like, just get that a little bit higher. I think that'd be nice.
And I don't want to say that, like, you're right. And I don't want to say that because I'm like, he's playing good.
He needs his save percentage to have a little positive regression.
He needs some positive regression.
Here's a stat. In Jack Campbell's career, his best month of his career is November with a 947 save percentage in 21 games and a 162 goals against average.
Let's go. It's November 1st, baby.
You need a new phone case, bro.
What's wrong with this one?
I just saw you holding it up to the camera, right around the camera on there. It's peeling.
It was free.
All right.
Christmas is coming.
GoFundMe project number 1 was to get the S for the sign. GoFundMe project number 2 is to get Liam a new phone case. All right. Also, cord management in the studio. People can't see that, but our cord management is atrocious.
Yeah, it's
a work in progress.
It's a health hazard.
Maybe here's an idea. We hit on our bets tonight. We buy Liam a phone case.
Well, and we have to talk about. I know you talked about this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The live bet gang we formed at the Saddle Dome.
Oh yeah,
for the Oilers to come back.
Yeah, in
the second intermission. Boy, did that pay dear. Plus 325. Oilers were only down 1 goal. That was the steal of the century.
It was Cody, who you can find on Twitter at Cowboilers.
Yeah, Cody,
Boilers.
Great dude. We had good chats with him. Yeah, he came and just like, got a live bet to come back. And I'm like, yeah, we got a live bet to come back.
Me and you were too many beers deep to argue against live betting the comeback.
No, I was in a great live betting mood.
All right, let's get in. Speaking of betting, our friends at Betway, a little game day betting preview. 19 plus, please play responsibly. Liam.
The good times are rolling over at Betway Manor. I don't know where I live, but wherever it is, Betway is.
You're wearing a Betway hoodie.
Yeah, Betway is helping me pay for a lot of things with all these bets that are letting me hit. I went 2-0 again yesterday with the Buffalo over and also the Rasmus Dahlin shot prop.
Nice.
So tonight, we're going to go with the Oilers winning regulation, minus 112.
Love it.
And then just a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins shot prop. I was going to go with some dry stuff, but I figured a lot of people are probably already looking at that, so I gave a couple other options here. Nugent-Hopkins hit it, I believe, 4 straight games, and he's plus 110 right now.
So he's hit it in 4 of 9. He's hit it every time since they moved him to the wing. And earlier this season, there was 4 games in a row where he only missed it by 1. He's been shooting the puck like crazy this year. That was one of my daily face-off best bets today on Daily Face-Off Live. I love taking Nugent-Hopkins over 2.5. My plays outside of Edmonton are a Jack Eichel assist. A lot of numbers pushing towards that in the Vegas versus Washington matchup.
Pay anything good?
Plus 140.
What?
Crazy value. And the Rangers on the puck line against the Flyers. My Oilers bets tonight. I love the Nuge one. I'm all over that. Oilers and Reg, I think, is a tremendous shout as well. Oilers to win, Leon Draisaitl to score 2+ points, though, at plus 162. That is where I'm going with my third recommended Betway bet of the game.
So it's so tough because these guys are saying all the bets I want to make. So definitely nude shot prop for myself.
Gotta.
I like the Oilers Leon 2+ points package. I am going to go on a full goal because apparently it's becoming my brand and not your brand because I actually am trying to win at it.
Plus 400.
Plus 400. Just a couple cheeky bucks.
What about a big night from Fogle? 2,200. 2 goals.
Well, why not put a buck on it? I feel like that's what's going to happen. Like Fogle's just going to pop off when I get 2 and then you don't see from him for 10 more games.
Yeah.
So it was one of those kind of nights. I'm also going to look at Nuge over 1.5 points.
That's not a bad shout. Again, Nashville's penalty kill has been so I think this is a good chance for the Oilers to maybe pop off. You never know.
And our power play is
I think it's going to start heating up. Like
it's 30%. Like it's funny. Our power play is 30%. We're like, oh, it's pretty darn good.
But I think the way it's going to kind of go this year is it'll be like 2 weeks of like 50%, 2 weeks of 20%, and those keep going back and forth.
Let's ride the wave, man.
Ride the
It's
wave.
November.
Absolutely.
Our power play. I just pulled the stats. November, our power play is 47%.
Like historically,
last year.
You actually looked that up?
Just right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You just made
Am I wrong? I was hoping you would fact check it and I'd be right.
I could fact check it if you really wanted me to. UC Saros is going to get the start tonight for the Nashville Predators. So far this year, his number is a little bit lower than what you would usually expect from UC Saros, but still damn good. 2.75 goals against average, 910 save percentage. He's given up.
He's getting shelled.
Yeah, he has been. He's only given up 2 goals in back-to-back starts, though. So if I could wave the danger flag for one thing tonight that could throw off the Oilers, it is UC Saros between the pipes because he is a damn good goaltender.
He's a damn good goaltender, but apparently Leon Draisaitl read his book inside and out.
Yeah.
Now, we had an interesting debate on the car ride home from Calgary.
Okay.
If you listen to a book on audio, would you say you have then read that book?
It's a timeless debate. I would say yes, because reading is about knowledge.
Consuming a book is about knowledge. Now, do you say you read it? That's the whole thing, because reading, the act of reading is like I just want to throw that out there. I'm torn. I like audiobooks, but I have a tough time saying I read it because I feel like.
But then when you say I listened to that book.
Yeah, or I guess you may have to say I read and put the caveat. I read the audiobook.
That doesn't make
so
kind of
that's
sense.
positive regression levels there.
So I guess it would be similar to like if you listen to Bob and Jack on the radio. Could you say you watched the Oilers game? I guess not.
Or could you say you read Bob and Jack if you listened to them?
Well, no, I think it's just the conversationalism. TM. The conversationalism of saying you read the book. Like, you're probably talking to someone about like whatever it might be. And you're like, oh yeah, I read that. Because if
I feel like reading, act of reading is a badge of honor.
Sure.
And listening, not to say it's cheating, because I listen to it. I'm a terrible reader.
I listen more than I read. But I had this debate with myself too in the summer and I couldn't come up with the answer.
But you feel wrong saying you read it.
Yeah, but you like absorb the knowledge. So
but do you absorb it as good listening as reading?
Rusty in the chat says he absorbs it better listening than reading.
Me too.
If I'm on a long drive, yes. Solo.
It's a great way to kill time on a long drive.
But does Rusty say it's reading?
He says yes.
I listened to the audiobook.
He says listening to an audiobook is the same as reading.
But do you tell your friends that you read that book or you?
But how would they ever know you didn't?
Well, but then that's on you. That's an internal debate.
That's your conscience.
That's your conscience. Can you live with that?
Yeah.
That's okay. But like, if you're gonna go and say I listened to this book, and then someone's like, "Oh yeah, Tale of Two Cities." Oh yeah, I read that book on the way to Calgary with my ear holes.
Flute says you have to say I consumed the book.
I'm down, like, but then I could be open up to like actually eating the book.
I guess. Pierce in the chat says his 6-year-old is predicting a 5-2 Oilers win.
How dare you change the subject?
And a Yamo goal tonight. So I like that. Rusty says he does say he reads the book.
People were torn.
People were asking about our power play. Joey answered the question correctly. Edmonton's power play, second in the NHL, 6% behind Colorado, who's up at 39%. That's wild.
Colorado's off to kind of a slow start. Like
They're about 500 right now.
yeah.
They're battling
just
through
chilling.
some tough injuries.
Well,
They
they're
don't
also
care.
like championship Tampa. They're just like whatever. Like they're just playing
Yeah.
to get to the postseason. They don't care where they finish.
So our keys to the victory, mine was Yamo scores. Yours was King of Smashville returns, or Mayor of Smashville returns. And Liam, you were going with Soup. Soup's got to be on tonight.
Soup's got to play.
Soup on.
Oilers returning home after their long road trip. That was a wildly successful road trip as well. They are currently just 4 points back of the Vegas Golden Knights for the top spot in the division, and they have a game in hand. Vegas is in Washington tonight, taking on the Capitals. We got our bets in. We got the lineups done. We gave shout-outs to our friends at Sherwood Ford the Giant and Sports Closet. Again, Hyman jerseys in stock in all styles. They can also stitch up a pre-existing jersey as well. And if you're sitting here and you're like, that hat Tyler's wearing is really nice, you can also find these at the Sports Closet as well. You can order online too.
At sportscloset.ca.
That's going to be a wrap on a Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of the show. Oilers taking on the Predators. If you want some more Oilers Nation content, a new episode of Oilers Nation Radio is going to drop in about an hour and a half, 2 hours time. So look for that wherever you get your podcast from. Enjoy the hockey game tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow when Frank Saravalli joins the show.